Hi everyone, it's Garrett. This guy right here. We're a full-time traveling family. For us, every photograph represents a new memory in a new place. Right now, we're in a country called Dominica. That's where we took this photo. I know it doesn't look like much, but wait until you see the rest. Here we go. Good morning. My name is Garrett G. I'm a travel journalist. My family and I, we travel full-time. We've been on the road for almost 2 years. I've visited 38 countries and counting, and this is my camera bag. So here's a picture of everything I use. In this video, I'm going to explain each of these products, but if there's anything I miss, then all this information, each of these products and links will be on my website. So here's a link to our website, here's a link to our Instagram, and here's a link to Pictureline where I do my own camera shopping. Alright, so first, the camera bag by Thule. We had been on the road for almost a year and I'd used a number of different camera bags, and so I kind of got a feel for what I needed, what I didn't need, and the perfect camera bag. And so I did a lot of researching, trying to find the perfect camera bag, and I found it, and then this was it. At least I thought it would be the perfect camera bag, and I can say I've used it for 2 months now, maybe 3 months, and it has been absolutely perfect for me and my needs. So here's why. So I'm big into looks, big into design. I think it's beautiful, it's a good size, fits for me. From the outside you can see this pouch here is where my tripod usually goes. But my tripod is holding up my iPhone, which is recording this video. But usually it goes right here. Then, looking at the straps, I added this tool, just ordered it off of Amazon, and that will attach a GoPro to my strap. So if I'm chasing the kids around or we're getting on a plane and I need to have my hands available, GoPro attaches right there. Main pocket. A separate access and pocket for my main camera. I can access it without having to take off my backpack and just flip it to the side, reach down, unzip, and there is my main camera, lens pen, memory cards. So I always keep my main camera with my main lens ready to go. And then under that, I don't even know how, but magically fits a second lens. So this second lens is a super wide angle lens. Again, exact details and links will be below in the description and on our website. But this is my super wide angle lens that I mostly only use if I'm shooting underwater. Putting this camera in an underwater housing, shooting with a super wide angle lens, especially if I want to get shots that show above and below the surface. Not sure how, but that magically tucks in there and still gives me room for my main camera. Alright, my main camera. Like everything else, after a year and a half on the road full time, I got a pretty good feeling for what my perfect camera needed to do. And I researched, and I would say, to be transparent and honest, I don't think this camera was the best camera on the market or even the best choice for its price, except for me. It was perfect for me. And here's a few reasons why. Because I'm on the road full time, I just needed a workhorse with a long lasting battery. And so I was considering a Sony, but most anyone who uses a Sony knows is the battery doesn't last very long, so they'll pack extras along with them. But that's extra pack time, that's extra thinking. I just couldn't do that. And so this battery, I just took it to the Galapagos, and no joke, it lasted me 3 days shooting full time in the Galapagos before I needed to switch the battery. Another feature that I had never tried before, but it really caught my attention, was the 4K video image capture, where you can shoot 4K video, and then from that video, you can abstract high-res images. Especially because I'm always photographing our young kids, I thought that would be a lot of fun to just shoot video and then be able to capture images along the side. And one other thing that led me to purchasing this camera was my camera before this was a Canon. And I loved it, it did a good job, and so I stuck with Canon. Again, I wouldn't argue that this is the best camera on the market, but this was the perfect camera for me. And this lens, details on our website, details in the links below. This lens is my go-to lens. If you were to go to our Instagram, 99% of those pictures on our Instagram are taken with this lens. I love it because of how versatile it is. That it's a really, really good lens for portraits, and it also does a really good job for landscape. So if I'm traveling and half the pictures I'm taking are of kids and our family and the other half is landscape, then this lens is perfect 99% of the time. Right. So then, in here, and here's where I keep the adventure band. Don't know what adventure bands are? Gotta find out. Right. So I had a lot of fun designing these. That was it.
It's gone. It's gone.
So I had a lot of fun designing these. I know this is a small project, but it means a lot to me because this is our way to continue to give back to Nepal. We had such a great life-changing experience there. And so if you buy one of these, 100% of our profits is going to go back to Nepal. It's going to go to effect.org and helping the fight against human trafficking. I personally always travel with one of each color, good vibes. And these are just useful. I use them to clean my gear, protect my gear. You'll see, they always come in handy. Charger. GoPro. And you'll see I have a lot of these pouches, which I think were made for sunglasses, and you can just buy a bunch of them off Amazon. And they just keep everything well protected, especially anything with a lens. All right, in here, believe it or not, is a drone.
I can lead with pride, I can make us strong and satisfied. Play along, but the voice inside sings a different song. What is wrong with me? See the light in the night, see the light that is blinding. No one knows how deep it goes. And it seems like it's calling out to me, so it's calling find me. Let me know what's beyond that line. When I cross that line, see the light where the sky meets the sea. It calls me, and no one knows how far it goes. If the wind in my sail on the sea stays behind me, one day I'll know how far I'll go.
I recommend the DJI Mavic or the GoPro Karma, both great drones. This is my new baby. So if you haven't seen this, this is the Karma Grip. It's a stable cam so that I can snowboard, run around, whatever I'm doing. If I'm moving, and watch, I'll show you, it's basically magic. So I can run chasing the kids, and this will hold still. This makes for a super smooth glide. This thing has been money. I have used it for the past 2 months, and I have absolutely loved it. Comes as part of the Karma setup if you get the drone, but even if you just use the grip, it's amazing.
On my body, it's been a good friend. I won't need it when I reach the end.
Alright, so next I'll show you, these are the 2 GoPros we travel with. We like to have 2 for different angles so multiple people can have one. Always good to have 2. I like having 1 session and 1 hero. First, I'll tell you about the hero. So this is the best one that GoPro currently offers. Has a touchscreen on the back, doesn't need to go in a case to be waterproof. Does a very good job. The second one is the Session. I love the design of the Session. This little cube is super cool. But there's also something else I really like about this Session. So last week when we were in the Galapagos, we were diving with sea lions. And I found that when I was using the Hero, I was looking at the screen to see if I was getting the shot because it was right there, it was available. So naturally as a photographer, I wanted to see if I was getting the shot. But the nice thing about the Session is there's no screen. So when I have it, there's no reason for me to look at the camera, so I'm just looking at whatever I'm with. So if I'm with my kids, if I'm with a sea lion in the water, if I'm looking at it, I'm enjoying the moment for myself while the GoPro captures it for me but doesn't distract me. if I'm ever just running out the door, this is usually the one I grab. It's small, it's durable, it does a good job. And there's everything. Oh. And of course, last but not least, MacBook Pro. This is where I do all my photo editing on, video editing, iMovie, Photoshop. So going back to this picture, I think the main thing I didn't talk about because it doesn't go in this camera bag is my underwater housing. It's from Aquatech Image Solutions. It's amazing. It's actually pretty new for me. I've only used it on a couple trips for the past couple months. The first place I used it was Fiji. And it was when Dorothy learned to snorkel, and geez, the images it was able to capture for me were incredible. Some of my favorite photos I've ever taken. And really, that's everything. I think last year I traveled with a lot more stuff than this, and I just realized what I did need and what I didn't need, and so I stripped it down to the bare minimum. I do think it's pretty cool that within this backpack, I can travel anywhere, and I can shoot underwater, on the land, or in the air with the drone. Pretty awesome. Alright, so I think that's everything. If there's anything I missed, comment below, message us on Instagram, you can contact us through our website. Until then, see you later.